Good morning everyone. Last time we have discussed about the equilibrium constant and Kp and Kc relation. Today we are going to see the further topics, that is the extent of reaction. What is the extent of reaction on the basis of the equilibrium constant? Here we say if the value of Kc is equal or greater than 10 to the power 3, it is considered as the reaction is almost completed. Because when you will see the value of Kc is the concentration of product upon concentration of reactant. So in this way, if the value of Kc is 10 to the power 3, that means it is 10 to the power 3 by 1. It means out of 1001 particle, only 1000 remains unreacted after getting the equilibrium. That means almost all the reactants are converted in the form of the product. But if the value of Kc is equal or lesser than 10 to the power minus 3, then in this condition you can say almost no reaction, because this value is considered as 1 by 10 to the power 3, which is the concentration of product by concentration of reactant if it is the value of Kc. अब ऐसी कंडीशन में आप देख सकते हैं द कंसंट्रेशन ऑफ रिएक्टेंट इज 1000 टाइम्स ग्रेटर देन द कंसंट्रेशन ऑफ द प्रोडक्ट. सो यू कैन से कि रिएक्शन इज ऑलमोस्ट नॉट टेकिंग प्लेस. अब इतना सब जानने से फायदा क्या है? जनरली व्हेनेवर यू आर गेटिंग एनी ऑफ द इक्वेशन एंड यू आर फाइंडिंग द कंसंट्रेशन इफ A इज कन्वर्टिंग इनटू B प्लस C and initial concentration is 0.1 mole, then what will be the equilibrium concentration? We are considering that the A consumed by x mole, so that is 0.1 minus x. And how many moles of the A will be consumed? The similar number of moles of the B and C will be produced, that is the x and x. So what is the value of Kc? According to this, then Kc equal to concentration of product, that is the x square upon 1 minus x, that is the concentration of the reactant. If the value of Kc less than 10 to the power minus 3, I am taking 2.0 into 10 to the power minus 4, then you will get x square 1 minus x. अब आप इसे solve करेंगे, you will get a quadratic equation. Surely that will take a little more time to solve. But if the value is 10 to the power minus 4, that is less than 10 to the power minus 3 or equal to 10 to the power minus 3, then in that condition the x will be negligible, because x is the concentration of product which is negligible with respect to that of the reactant. That means the value of x is negligible, and if the value of x is negligible, then you can write 2.0 into 10 to the power minus 4 equal to x square upon 1. You can see here the calculation becomes very short. So in all of those of the condition where the value of Kc is 10 to the power minus 3 or less than 10 to the power minus 3, in those of the condition you can neglect the concentration x, or you can neglect the value of the product consumed during the process, and as a result the calculation becomes easier. Now we are going to see the direction of the reaction. For a unidirectional reaction, there is a single reaction, that means the reactant will convert in the form of the product. But in a reversible reaction, when the reaction initially starts, surely only reactant is there, there is no product, so the reactant will turn in the form of the product, और कोई तो condition ही नहीं बचती है. But when reactant and product both are available, then what? Reactant भी available है, product भी available है, then whether the reaction will proceed in the forward direction or that will move in the backward direction, that can be calculated with the help of the Gibbs free energy, because the Gibbs free energy is suggesting that whether the reaction in any specific direction is going to take place or not. But the another way, the easier way to find the direction of the reaction is the reaction quotient. Then how you will find this and how you will determine the direction of the reaction, we are going to discuss here. So here we are going to see the reaction quotient, that is the Qc in term of the concentration and Qp in term of the pressure. So how we will determine the rate direction of the reaction. First of all, what is this value? If the reaction is R is converting into P, then QC equal to concentration of P by concentration of R. That is the concentration of product upon concentration of reactant. You can see the same value are there in the case of the equilibrium constant Kc, the concentration of product upon concentration of reactant. But there was a condition, the reaction must be at equilibrium. When reaction is not at equilibrium, that will be considered as a reaction quotient. So here, if the value of Qc, that is the quotient, is lesser than the value of Kc, then what? The reaction will move in the forward direction. But if the value of Qc is greater than Kc, the reaction will move in the backward direction. And in the case of Qc equal to Kc, the reaction will remain at equilibrium. I think it's clear to all of you. I am taking a question to show the condition. For any chemical reaction where hydrogen is reacting with the iodine to yield the hydrogen iodide, and all the reactant and products are in the gaseous phase. If the concentration of all of these of the component, that is the hydrogen iodine and hydrogen iodide, is 0.2 molarity each, the concentration is 0.2 molar each, and the value of Kc equal to 2.0 into 10 to the power minus 2, then what is the direction of the reaction? Then first of all, we will try to find the value of Qc. Here Qc equal to concentration of product, that is the concentration of Hi power 2 and the coefficient is 2, concentration H2 and concentration I2. So when we are going to put the value, it is 0.2 square upon 0.2 into 0.2. After solving, you will get value 1. Now you can see, this is the value of Qc. Here Qc is greater than Kc. The Qc value is 1 and Kc's value is 2.0 into 10 to the power minus 2. Here Qc is greater than the Kc. So what will be the reaction? The reaction will move in the backward direction, and the reaction is the reversible, and the value of Kc is lesser than the value of Qc. I think it's clear to all of you. Now we are going to see the Le Chatelier's principle. According to Le Chatelier's principle, if you are changing any of the factors which can affect the equilibrium will shift in the direction where it is reducing the factor or getting the counteract. So, according to Le Chatelier's principle, the equilibrium will shift in the direction where the external factor is getting counteract or reduced by that change. I am just trying to explain the fact on the basis of this chemical reaction. The chemical reaction is here, the nitrogen is reacting with hydrogen to give the ammonia. The reaction is reversible and all the reactant and products are the gaseous by the nature. And when we see this one, it is suggesting that the reaction is exothermic by the nature. So what will be the effect? We are starting with the effect of the temperature. What will be the effect of temperature? We are taking, if the rise in temperature is taking place, if you are increasing the temperature, then what will be the effect? When we will increase the temperature, the equilibrium will shift in the direction where the temperature is going to be reduced. अगर हम रिएक्शन को हायर टेम्परेचर पे कराते हैं तो इक्विलिब्रियम उस डायरेक्शन में मूव करेगा जहां पर थर्म डिक्रीज कर रहा है, जहां पर टेम्परेचर डिक्रीज कर रहा हो, यहां पर हीट कंज्यूम हो रहा हो. एंड इन विच ऑफ द डायरेक्शन द हीट इज गेटिंग कंज्यूम्ड. ये रिएक्शन देखिए, इट इज अ एक्सोथर्मिक रिएक्शन. तो इसका रिवर्स क्या होगा? Surely ammonia taking the heat and forming nitrogen and hydrogen. So the backward direction is the endothermic direction. So whenever you will increase the temperature, the reaction will move in the endothermic endothermic direction. And in this specific case, it is the backward direction. Now, if you are seeing the condition of pressure, and again I am saying if the pressure is going to increase, in the condition of the temperature, already temperature show हो रहा था कि what is the temperature in which of the direction the heat is evolving or taking place. लेकिन यहाँ पे तो प्रेशर कहीं दिखाई नहीं दे रहा, कैसे पता करें? These of the substances are gaseous, and if these of the substances are gaseous, surely they will follow the gas law. तो हम गैस लॉ से निकालने की कोशिश करते हैं, एंड गैस लॉ सेज दैट PV इक्वल टू nRT, या हम लिख सकते हैं P इक्वल टू nRT अपॉन V, where R is constant, universal gas constant. Temperature must remain constant because whatever the temperature for the reactant is there, same temperature will be for the product. And the next one, the volume. In the same container, the reaction will take place, so there will be no change in the temperature will take place. So in this case, RT upon V is constant, so you can say P is proportional to N. That the pressure is directly proportional to the number of gaseous moles. जहां पे गैसियस मोल्स ज्यादा होंगे वहां पे प्रेशर ज्यादा होगा, जहां पे गैसियस मोल्स कम होंगे वहां पे प्रेशर कम होगा. सी इन दिस रिएक्शन 1 mole of nitrogen gaseous, 3 mole of hydrogen again gaseous. So total number of gaseous moles on the reactant side is 4, and total moles of the gaseous in the product side is just 2. यानी कि रिएक्टेंट साइड में प्रेशर बढ़ रहा है और प्रोडक्ट साइड में जाने पर प्रेशर डिक्रीज हो रहा है. और हमने पहले ही कहा था the equilibrium will shift in the direction where it is reducing the factor. So the pressure is reduced in the forward direction, so the reaction will move in direction of lesser number of gaseous molecules towards lesser number of gaseous molecules, and in this specific direction reaction it is in the forward direction. The next one is the concentration. We say there is no effect of the concentration. Why no effect? Whether the concentration is not the factor which can change the reaction. Actually when you will increase the concentration, मैं ऐसा assume कर रहा हूँ कि reactant का concentration बढ़ाया गया. If you are increasing the concentration of the reactant, initially the equilibrium will shift in the forward direction, क्योंकि rate of forward direction बढ़ जाएगा. But as the rate of forward direction will increase, the concentration of product will also increase. ज्यों ही फॉरवर्ड डायरेक्शन में रिएक्शन तेजी से चलेगा, कंसंट्रेशन ऑफ प्रोडक्ट बढ़ने लगेगा, और ज्यों ही कंसंट्रेशन ऑफ प्रोडक्ट बढ़ेगा, रेट ऑफ बैकवर्ड डायरेक्शन भी बढ़ जाएगा. और जब रेट इन बैकवर्ड डायरेक्शन बढ़ जाएगा तो ऐसी कंडीशन क्या होगा? द रेट इन फॉरवर्ड डायरेक्शन इक्वल टू रेट इन बैकवर्ड डायरेक्शन, सो द इक्विलिब्रियम विल रिमेन कांस्टेंट. नाउ द इफेक्ट ऑफ inert gas. There are two different conditions for the inert gas. The first one in the closed container and second one in the open container. तो पहले inert gases करेंगी क्या? Surely they are not going to participate in the chemical reaction. तो कर क्या सकती हैं? They can only increase the pressure by their presence. So by increasing the pressure they can alter the condition of the equilibrium. But when they are in a closed container, whether their partial pressure will change. अगर हम रिएक्टेंट A की बात कर रहे हैं तो प्रेशर ऑफ A ही मैटर करेगा ना रेट ऑफ रिएक्शन को डिटरमाइन करने के लिए. अगर हम वहां पे इनर्ट गैस डाल देते हैं तो क्या पार्शियल प्रेशर ऑफ A वेरी करेगा? श्योरली नहीं. और अगर नहीं वेरी करता इसका मतलब क्या है? The rate of reaction is also not going to vary. The equilibrium is also not going to shift. So, if the inert gas in a closed container, there will be no effect. But if they are in open container, then what? Then the inert gas will work as a pressure, and when the pressure will increase, the equilibrium will shift in the direction where the number of gaseous molecules are going to decrease. यानी कि इनर्ट गैस अगर किसी ओपन कंटेनर में रखा जाए तो वही कंडीशंस जनरेट करेगा जो कि प्रेशर जनरेट करता था और कोई कंडीशन जनरेट नहीं कर सकता है। Then this was the equilibrium chapter. The second part of the chapter is not in your syllabus, that is the acid, base, salt, hydrolysis of the salt, dissociation of water, acid, base वगैरह वगैरह, वो सब आपके सिलेबस में नहीं है।